Like many other 20-somethings, I have played a copious amount of different video game titles in my years. And if you know anything about anything, you understand that games are no longer just some frivolous split-screen time killer to fight with your older brother about. Video games are a robust artistic medium now, and by immersing players more and more, they're capable of eliciting real physical and emotional responses. And honestly, developers are just scratching the surface of their artistic potential. And yet, here I am, ready to talk about an ancient 3GB real-time strategy game from 2002, where the characters look like possessed paper-mache that have commandeered my 4th grade mission project. Why? Because regardless of the current standard, Age of Mythology is an absolute treasure that has honestly, genuinely impacted who I am as a person today. And I really mean that, Mom! First, I need to talk about the subject matter. The game design is not new, okay? There are loads of games almost identical in all of their mechanics, but whoever made the creative decision to make ancient mythology a central pillar of the gameplay seriously deserves a raise, because in practice, this idea completely captivated my imagination. Here's how it works. Players accumulate favor through assigning worshippers or building monuments or combat or whatever else in the DLCs which can be used to gain favor, and use that on various upgrades, but most importantly, myth units. Imagine me, 8 years old, playing a game to blow up an enemy city and win the game. Am I going to do it the good old-fashioned way? Train up some infantry, maybe a couple of archers and some siege weapons? Sure, whatever. Or I could conjure up some centaurs to pincushion their villagers, decimate them with cyclopes, swarm them with Anubites, golden lions, flying phoenixes, kraken sphinxes, freaking dinosaurs. Are you kidding me? This is so naturally fun to mess around with, it's stupid. Seriously though, this game alone inspired a lifelong fascination with ancient myths and history. The story mode of this game, which actually does a pretty fine job of drawing you in and pushing you forward, showcases dozens of fascinating details from Greek, Egyptian, and Norse myth. Of course, there are huge oversimplifications and alterations to many of them, but for a hyper-condensed super adventure that takes you through all parts of the world in one go, I think it's pretty impressive how much integrity the whole thing maintains. Through the course of this game, there are allusions to the Trojan War, Circe's Island and the Odyssey, the murder of Osiris and the following plight of Isis, Ragnarok, Thor's hammer, and so many more bits of myth tucked away in both the story and gameplay. This game had me so excited, I had my mom buy me an Egyptology book, and I breezed through Greek myths in school because I already knew everything. And the obsession continues! All of this interest because of a dated computer game.
Isis, hear my plea. I have been betrayed by a servant of Set. Send your blessing upon me, and I will have vengeance.
Let's talk gameplay though. Like many RTSs, if you want to defeat anything besides an easy mode computer opponent, there's a few things you need to focus on. First, you need to optimize resource gathering. Gather resources and build up your city until you can employ a diversity of human and myth units with specific strengths and counters. You need to micromanage those specific unit types in combat, scout quickly, and disrupt the enemy's resource gathering as well. The thing is, I don't really care about that stuff. Psh, don't make me laugh. If you know me in real life, you know that I'm a non-competitive soft boy who dislikes even normal difficulty NPCs, let alone tolerates the full effort of another person. For me, this game is less of a competitive RTS than it is The Sims 4. Before you ask me, is that even fun? I'll tell you, yeah, it's fun and it's more than fun. For me, it's relaxing, even meditative. The villagers gathering their resources, advancing your little village into this thriving citadel. I derive huge levels of satisfaction from building these cities that are aesthetically pleasing and functional to the inhabitants. I preserve features of the landscape and build things purely for their aesthetic. Once I have more resources than I'll ever need, I I keep the villagers going so that they can stay moving and active. I'll colonize the entire map before I destroy anything to end the game. All of this makes a pretty good game, but what I'm about to talk about brings Age of Mythology from pretty darn good to amazing. So picking out just one of the songs from the game to talk about is frankly a bit of an injustice to the great compository work, but I had to emphasize my favorite track in the game, and one of my favorites probably in any video game ever. This is low-key embarrassing, but I've listened to this song while studying, while reading, while thinking. I've listened to it while freaking out completely and trying to calm down. The ambient sound at the beginning just causes every other added feature to just float. And that sound alone is just such a complete embodiment of serenity for me, and I have never found anything else like it. It's in this part of my confession that I've become even more of an insane person, because I have scoured the internet for what this sound is. I thought I had narrowed it down to some sort of singing glass, and then some sort of singing bowl, but I could not identify any instrument with this tone. Finally, I got in contact with one of the game's composers who actually responded, and he told me that his colleague used a Roland JP8000 synthesizer with a highly specific preset. So for someone who knows nothing about actual music production, that means nothing. That means nothing to me. All I had really revealed is just how rare and special music like this is. The point of everything I've said is this: Age of Mythology is not just a strategy game. It's not ahead of its time because of graphics or mechanics or any of that, but because it's art. For me, it's a conduit of emotion that, through its stories, through its structure and its music, it inspires my imagination and just soothes my soul. And this is pretty fun too. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I just wanted to say that I had a lot of fun making this video. I've been working on it on the side for a long time now, so I'm really glad to see it come together, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. So if you liked it or disliked it or are very irritated by the sound of my voice, like I am, please let me know in the comments. And feel free to like or subscribe, but no pressure, because I do these for fun and I'm gonna make them anyway. But regardless, see you next time.